to Spells from the Shelf,
your literary fantasy podcast. I'm Paul.
I'm Amy, and we're here to talk about An Ember in the Ashes
by Sabaa.
By Sabaa Tahir. Yes. First, I just want to take note of the spines of this series. It's like very aesthetically pleasing.
Yes.
Yeah.
So if you can't see this particular set, which is one of the newer sets released for this Ember in the Ashes series, has these matching spines. Not all of them will have it, like the original releases won't have them, like the first and second editions. But tell us where you got your set.
Okay, so this set has been staring at me. So Fable Books and Coffee in Holly Springs, North Carolina. If you're ever visiting, be sure to pop in. They have sandwiches, pastries, but most importantly, books.
Nice.
So I picked up the entire set.
That's great. So I frequent independent bookstores often, as you've seen on our Instagram.
Yes.
And I always buy a book. But this particular set, which is the same set Amy got at Fable, I bought at Walmart for $26. So
yes.
It was 4 books for $26. Couldn't resist. And we've done Air on a previous podcast, so definitely listen to that, because that is one of our favorite reads, I think.
I think it's one of our favorite reads for the year. Yes. So we do not gatekeep over here at Spells from the Shelf. We know about a good book deal. We're going to tell you about it. And look, I mean, we have the same one.
Yeah, it's the same one. It's
the same cool. So I like that both of us equally contributed to the book world.
Sure. Continuing to do so ad infinitum with this podcast.
Yeah, just spending our hard-earned money. Isn't that what it's for? Last time I checked. Yeah, that's definitely what it's for. But we are going to give you guys, per usual, the plot, the themes, the characters, favorite quotes. We are not going to do spoilers. We can actually talk about this book in its entirety without worrying about spoiling anything. At least I think so, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. We don't have to spoil a dang thing. And I had to, give myself a little refresher because I am on the 3rd book now.
Oh, man. Yeah.
I am moving and grooving. So I needed to make sure that I didn't say anything that was actually from the 3rd book.
So we are going back in time a little bit with Ember in the Ashes. So this is a 4-book series by Sabaa. Air takes place in the same world, but following some different characters. There's crossover, but
yes,
just so you know, we're going back in time. This is her first published book.
I think it's her first published book. Yes. And it's a completed series, which, is kind of a big deal. If you're somebody who doesn't want to wait for the next installment, you could binge this. This is a very bingeable series. Obviously, clearly, because I'm already on book 3. And I didn't own these at first when I started reading it. I obtained them from the Libby app. So my local library. Support your local libraries. Always. But yes, so let's jump into the plot.
Okay, so we're entering Sabaa's world. We've got the masks, the marshals, the scholars, and the Kahani.
Yes.
Well, the Kahani's our storyteller. Sabaa also has Kahani shirts that are pretty awesome.
Does she?
Yeah.
Oh, I might have to get one.
And it seems that Kahanis are most often female in this culture.
Yes.
Whereas like a Shaper and like if you're reading Grendel or Beowulf, the Shaper is always, a male character, but the Kahani is a female character.
Okay. Yeah, that's great. Yes. And it's what I liked about the plot is you have an academy setting that comes into play here. So if you are somebody who likes the academia settings,
What's up, Onyx Storm fans?
What's up, Onyx Storm fans? Yeah. Another episode. You will get that in this book, but you also get a glimpse into just Sabaa's world.
There's like this macro world environment happening. We get, we're getting a glimpse of the academy and the characters in the academy, but how they're interacting with the real world, like this impending doom.
Yes.
We're in a time of regime change.
Yes. So this is very, well, I would say that Air also had a good political plot, but this one as well has, this one I would say is a little, well, for now, because we don't know where she's going to take Air. She could grow that political plot. Honestly.
Coming out with book 2 next year.
Yeah, coming out with book 2 next year. But this is a very good political plot theme here. Very well done. You have, you very clearly see the regime and how it works, and you're given different characters from different segments of this world. And how they live and exist, which I liked.
Yeah, so this is the military academy that trains, much like in the Onyx Storm world. It is training the future warriors.
Yes.
The masks.
The masks. And so
But you also get an emperor.
Yeah, you do.
Out of the academy.
You do. You do get an emperor. You're right. Yeah. It was very interesting, and you do have like the magic of it. We also get some djinn in this story.
Yeah, so what's interesting about how the plot unfolds here is that initially the students aren't accustomed to any magic in the world, right? Like magic is a slow reveal, a slow burn inside the world where all of a sudden they are confronted with the myth of the djinn and the ifrits, and all of a sudden they were tales, but actually they're real. And you're on this journey of discovering that with the characters.
Yes. Very. And it is a good journey. I do like that she gives us that aspect of it. The journey is what kind of drives the plot forward. That's one of the plot devices that she gives us. And we have the way that the book opens up is fascinating and unexpected, I thought, where you have Laia, who is our main character. And she lives the life of what is the scholars, which are kind of the bottom of the totem pole.
Right. And they were once at the top.
They were once at the top, which I found really interesting how they're called scholars, because you would think that scholars would be at the top.
In the ivory tower.
Yeah, but they are not. No, it is the masks that are at the top almost. And so you meet this very ordinary scholar who's presumably leading a very ordinary life, and her world gets upturned within the first chapter.
Yeah.
Very violently. And this is I found it to be a good opening sequence for the plot, because I went into the story blind completely. You had gotten me to read Air, and I was like, all right, she writes it, I'm going to read it. So I did not read the blurb, didn't know what was going on. And I was like, wow, what a way to open it. Like, her whole world is just crumbling around her. And this is the character that, still manages to have hope in all of that chaos.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought that was like a really good.
It is a heck of an opening, right? You're just like thrown into a tumultuous scene, which is a good way to open, right? It captures you as a reader, and then you kind of go along. For me, the opening was great, but it does seem to slow down quite a bit. I think there was, it moved really slow for me. Whereas with Air, I felt like it just kind of picked up. So again, like going back in time, reading like her most recent work versus one of her first works. I feel like you can tell a little bit. It's just it doesn't move along at the same pace. It's a lot of setup, but you've got 3 books. Yeah. It's a 4-book series. So there's 3 more after this. And I feel like it's set up really well. And by the time you get to like the last 100 pages, it's moving along at a pretty furious clip, and you're in. Yes, I agree. The setup was a different formula than what Air was, because Air, the way that Air moves is there's not very many lulls in that story. Yeah. You're kind of getting it as you go. Yep. With each character point of view. And it's not to say that the world building is that different, but because so much is hidden from the characters, it's almost, I feel like that's why it moved at a slower pace, because I think so much was hidden from them that they didn't know about, so they couldn't give us the world building in that organic manner. Yeah, I feel like the writing there wasn't quite as rich yet. Like with Air, the world building, I felt very immersed in the world. I didn't necessarily feel that immediately in the magical world. It felt it was like, all right, military academy, regime you're fighting against. There's a resistance. Like I got all these parts.
Right. Which is the main plot. You have a regime. You have a plot. You have characters who want to overthrow it. And I wonder if it's because this was more character driven, especially with. So another one of our main characters is Elias, and he is a mask. And what's really interesting about him is he's one of the few masks who has maintained his individuality, his individual thought processes. And that's really hard to do because, and this is not a spoiler, this is part of the story. This is important for the masks, is the mask molds. It's something that they wear, and it encompasses.
It's really the first magical piece that you kind of get to understand.
And I liked the way she described it, because it sounds like, so every time they wear it, and they're supposed to wear it all the time, it molds itself.
It like grips in, because when you take it off, the hooks like rip out.
Yes, and you can rip out
blood prickles,
part of your face if you try to rip it off. And there's a lot of visual of him not wearing it as long as the others, so it hasn't completely melded itself to the face. And when he describes it, so when Elias describes the mask, he describes it in a way that sounds like it also changes the wearer's personality. And kind of takes away any kind of moral compass.
Well, because they're following orders, right? Like in a military academy, you are shaped to follow orders and listen to commanders. So, you've kind of got this rebel in Elias where he's not conforming.
Oh, you know what I just realized? Ooh. Okay.
Tell me.
Divergent?
Yep.
Kind of like Divergent.
Ah, okay.
Where you had like the soldiers in in Divergence, and they were just following orders, most of them, because even though they were in a different part of that society, they became like the soldiers towards the end. If you haven't seen Divergent, I'm so sorry. That's so many spoilers.
or Finn in Star Wars, right? In the more recent Star Wars, right?
The more recent.
The stormtrooper, he rebels against that conformity.
Finn in Star Wars. He does. Yeah. Kind of like that. Where like, you have the stormtroopers, they're wearing a mask, and he rebels against that. Yeah. So I just realized that. Lots of little,
got you.
Yeah, lots of little moments here. I like it. I like when I can like compare something to something else that I've seen. It brings me great joy.
Great joy.
Great joy. And some of the themes that I would say are in this is tests of loyalty.
Oh, yes. Yeah, you see that big time between Helene or Hel and Elias.
And I gotta say, okay.
Oh boy, here we go.
I had a thought, all right? So comparing to, Air was our favorite guy, so you're going to hear us talking about it until the end of time. So if you're not here for that, I'm so sorry. But you know what I like about Sabaa's writing is she doesn't give you characters that are wholly good and wholly bad.
Yeah.
They're very complex, and they're constantly grappling with what it means to be good and what it means to be bad. And
what it means to be them.
And you're constantly seeing that. And I feel like she gave us that. That's what I loved about Air, is that she really gave us that in all those really interesting characters. And she kind of gives you that in Helene and Elias. Because Helene is another character. She is a mask. And they care about one another. They've known each other forever. But Helene is kind of like how Dane was in Fourth Wing. Like, follow the rules.
Yeah.
Even though I care about you, I have to
rules
follow
above all.
Rules above all. So I also liked seeing that aspect of her character.
Yeah, and how she grapples with that, right? Like in the end, there's a pivotal point for her, but throughout the story, she's really, she cares deeply for Elias, but it's always within like a set of rules.
Yes.
But she will break rules for Elias.
Yes.
But it's always at a cost and always, and she's grappling with her personality and kind of like her own world breaking around the rules.
Yes. Her own world break. That's a good point. Yeah. Very good point. Any themes that you noticed that you enjoyed in this one?
I think we've touched on them, like this idea of like oppressive regimes and the resistance, right? Like you have these, roiling environments where everybody's kind of just fighting for their own survival.
Yes, fighting for their own survival. So perfectly said. And Laia's character, how she kind of comes further into the plot is she sneaks into the academy. Sneaks in kind of undetected. Kind of, sort of.
Laia?
Yeah. Laia. Who did I say? Did I say Helene?
Yeah, I was like, Helene's a mask. But I was like, let me follow.
I meant Laia.
So she initially gets in as the story moves on. She gets sold into slavery by kind of the resistance, and her role in the story becomes like this spy.
She has to give them back information in order to
save her brother Darren.
Yep. So they're kind of holding that over her head a lot here, and she finds it just as complicated because this is not something that she ever thought that she would be doing, like whatsoever.
Yeah, like her whole world shatters, like as we see in the beginning, and from that point on, she's solely motivated by rescuing her brother.
And what's interesting about Laia's character, like our one of our mains, is that she's not someone who was born a fighter. She's not someone who was born into a fighting role. She was kind of, when you meet her, she's a rule follower in her own way.
Yeah, that's a good observation, because and what's funny is that the juxtaposition is her mother was one of the chief resistance fighters, right? The lioness.
Yes.
So she's very much kind of the opposite, where she says in the book like she's more like her father, whereas her mother was the fighter. So it doesn't come like automatically.
Naturally. It doesn't come right. So you see her struggling with that in the academy, because you'll constantly see her reminiscing about how she just wants to go almost back to her life as a scholar. And for her, that was enough, which is kind of like Darrow in a way. Like Darrow didn't want to be who he was in Red Rising. He wanted his simple life that he was kind of happy with. And Laia is also kind of like that. That's her character.
Yeah, good hero's journey, right? Forced into a situation, some resistance.
Great hero's journey.
So one of my favorite characters is the cook.
The cook.
The cook. She's got like this mangled face because she's been tortured, and she was a resistance fighter, and she knows about bombs, so she's like part chemist. I think she's just one of my favorites, obviously, because I was a chef in a once upon a time life. But talking about heroes and heroines, she starts to talk about kind of the origin story of like the scholars and the mask and how they came into power. And she's like, I have a story I need to tell you. It has no hero or heroine. It has no happy ending, but it's a story you need to hear, because she's at like this pivot. Leia's at this pivotal point, and the cook's kind of been watching over her as the shepherd, but she knows that Leia's about to cross, the bridge of no return, and she tells her the story and kind of gives the origin. And there's a lot of like supernatural elements that start to come into play here. Like she talks about the story of the Jinn and the origin of the Nightbringer. Who's very clearly the villain and bad, but also has like a complex background.
Of course, because that's what Sabaa does best. She's not going to just give you a regular, even the commandant, who is the head of the academy, who is one of our antagonists, even her, you kind of can see that you're going to get some complexity coming into play, because she's very brutal. She's a lot more brutal than most of the villains that Sabaa will give you.
Savage, man.
Very
She talks about how much she hated her son.
Hates her son.
Yes, I was like, this is a crazy dialogue right now.
Wanted to leave him to die in the desert.
Oof.
Like, brutal woman, not nurturing, kind, none of those things. Doesn't even feel any type of like warmth towards. So Elias is her son. That's not a spoiler either. Feels no warmth and kindness towards him at any point. Not even the fact that he is a mask. Like, he gets no points for anything.
Yeah.
He does not get points for being a mask. She can't stand him.
And and it's interesting because she does reveal partly why she's like that. It's because she got no credit for her achievements, which was killing the resistance. But she got no credit for those achievements from her grandfather, who she was looking up to try to get that recognition.
Right. Yeah. You know what? She's awful.
Yeah, she is very clearly
she is
a nasty human.
She is very awful. Of course, I also have a quote.
Break out the notes and quotes.
Gotta break out the notes and quotes. So my favorite was, there are two kinds of guilt. The kind that's a burden and the kind that gives you purpose. Let your guilt be your fuel. Let it remind you of who you want to be. Draw a line in your mind. Never cross it again. You have a soul. It's damaged, but it's there. Don't let them take that from you.
Is that Spiro Tillman?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The weapons maker.
The weapons maker was such a great.
I'm looking forward to finding out more about him.
Little moment.
In books 2 and 3, do we find out any more about Spiro?
I'm not telling you.
Oh, come on.
You'll have to find out.
Well, I will.
And when you do, you message me. Send me a text. No, I can't, because, I don't want to spoil anything, because I do think that where this is the more of a foundation of a house that you get, because like you said, the last 100 pages, so you get like this big pace moment in the beginning.
Yeah.
With Laia's character. And then you get this great moment again here.
Yeah, the finale.
This is a lot of, not that this is a bad thing, but this is a lot of buildup.
Yes.
You got a big like chunk here of buildup. Big chunk. Now, of course, another interesting aspect, which I think kind of happens here at Spells, is, so I did listen to it because I got it from Libby, my library.
Oh, okay.
And I think that sometimes that helps with the pacing, especially when you have big build-up moments, because you're getting their dramatization of it in your head, as opposed to like reading. We've also been over this. Like, I'm obviously hearing and seeing characters that are on the page, but if I'm tired, then they sound tired, but not on my audiobook.
Yeah, not on my audio.
They never sound tired, but sometimes my head gets tired from thinking all day. So
did you have like a favorite moment?
Ooh, yeah. Okay. I am terrible. I can't remember her name. The woman who Cook like loves.
Oh, Izzy?
Izzy, thank you. Yes. Izzy. Her. Okay, this is going to be a little spoiler moment because it was my favorite part. Her wanting to fight with Laia.
Yeah, to kind of join this resistance.
Because she's tired of being held back, held down, and doing nothing about it. I loved that about her character. She was like a sleeper cell.
Yeah.
You didn't expect it from her because the Commandant is so mean to her.
Poked her eye out.
And you know what I kept thinking of? Anybody who's watched The Handmaid's Tale?
Oh, I haven't seen that.
Oh, okay. There's a character she's like kind of like Izzy, like the sweetest character, but she's had her eye taken from her. And I kept thinking about her and Izzy and how similar they were.
Okay.
The sleeper cells. You don't expect them to.
Yeah.
Because you would think from talking, like hearing Izzy talk, that she's comfortable with the constraints on her life.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, okay.
Yeah, like she's been broken.
Yeah, she's been broken. But she's got that little bit of fight in her.
She does. Yeah.
And Laia sparks that like hope unexpectedly. She didn't even do it on purpose. It was just,
right. She was trying not to do that.
Yeah, she was trying
to protect her.
Yes, because Cook was like, I will end you if you bring my sweet Izzy into your nonsense. I totally get why you liked Cook's character.
Yeah, Cook was great. Because you weren't sure, like, and she's got a background that we don't entirely learn about in this first book.
No.
But yes or no question, do we learn about that background? And yes, okay. But yeah, it's a complex background. I think it's probably fraught with some emotion.
Yeah.
But she's clearly trying to do the right thing and right some wrongs.
She is. She's definitely trying to right some wrongs. And I will say this, I hate saying this. Does this come up a lot where you'll be reading a series and it has like 7 books and they're like, push through. Push through. It's okay. I swear this book is a push through book.
Yeah.
Push through this to get to the second book.
Yeah.
Torch against.
No, I believe after reading Air, like I believe, like you don't have to sell me on it. I believe.
Yeah. And then
it was just interesting to read this because it was so, like you said, a different formula.
A different formula. And I wonder too, you know what I'm curious about? As we see more works from her, please give us more. Give us so much more.
Keep writing, Sabaa.
Give us everything. I wonder if she'll like keep changing her formula.
Yeah.
She likes to keep us on our toes.
Absolutely.
I think that's what it is. She keeps me on my toes. She's been keeping me on my toes all through book 3. Every time I think I've got something figured out, she's like, bam. And I like that she leads the witness really well because she's never giving you what she's like really cooking up. She's always like got the carrot like right in front of you. Like, yeah, you think you understand what I'm doing.
Come this way.
Yeah, come this way. I'll show you. But she really handles a lot of things beautifully. Like she handles the regime oppression beautifully. She handles the resistance part of it beautifully. She shows how nuanced both sides are. Both are not perfect. Even the resistance is not perfect.
Yeah. Just not below betraying each other.
Yes. Not below doing someone dirty.
Yeah.
For the sake of what they call good.
Yeah. Angels have to do dark deeds.
Listen, that quote's going to haunt me, by the way.
Yeah, it should.
Like it should haunt you.
There is like this wonderful element to the writing where, one of my favorite scenes in the book is where Elias and Laia are in like the prison, like the room together. I thought it was great that she was thrown into a prison and it was just his room because it was spare, because she's been in like the kitchen. It's like, oh, they keep us down here. And there's these wonderful perspective shifts of the characters that I really appreciated. And one of my favorite perspective shifts is when Elias and Laia are there and he's like, look at us. He says, scholar, slave, and mask, each trying to persuade the other that they're not evil. Yeah,
that was a interesting moment. Like
perspective is just so important, right? Like there's always a point and a counterpoint to something. And like when the characters come together and can see each other's perspective on why they act the way they act or say what they say is, that's what we're all striving for.
That is what we're all striving for. You're right. Yeah. I liked that. That I think is what was so great about all their interactions. And it was just well done. Like she brings to the table in her writing these complexities that are digestible. It's not too overwhelming. Once again, she never overwhelms you. You don't feel lost in the matrix.
Nope.
Never feel lost. But yes, this is a slower pace. I will say that. What was your rating?
Oh, I'm going to go 3.5 on this one.
Okay. 4 for me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. 4 for me. Because
books 2 and 3 were so good.
And now I'm thinking about them. So my rating is like,
no, that's fair.
my rating is tainted. Like it is at this point. Because I think overall the series is going to be just amazing.
Yeah. Like we said earlier, like Air was just one of our favorite books. And I really enjoyed reading that. And it was a surprise that I even found it. It hadn't been popping up on like any radars for me. And And I just saw it at the bookstore. Like I said, I pick up books on vibes, and I was like, "Oh, this is calling to me,"
which is very spooky spells coded.
Absolutely.
You're using your magical gifts to pick fantastic reads. I think that's great.
This is the way.
This is the way. We're going to teach you. But yeah, I think that is a good wrap up. I hope you guys pick this up. Let us know if you have read it in the comments or what you think of this book or the series overall. Again, is there anything that you guys want to see from us? We're constantly changing things up over here.
Read with gusto.
Yeah.
Change it up.
Yes.
Pivot.
Find joy in the reading. And be sure to like, subscribe, and comment. And we'll see you guys next time.
Spells from the shelf.
Spells were spooky.
Season.
See you. Bye.